Everyone, you are watching Rob's Metalworks, and tonight we are on the strip here in San Antonio, about to invade the limelight to bring down the thunder with my brothers from LA. Yes, they are back. Void VATOR here in San Antonio. Gentlemen, welcome to the program once again.
Thanks for having us, Rob. Fuck yeah. Stoked to be back. Stoked to be back in Texas, man.
Good to see you, Lucas.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Hi. And the new man, Joey, over here. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Great to have you guys back in the city. And, you know, as we were talking off camera, I'm happy to reconnect with you because I know I wasn't able to visit you last time you were here in San Antonio. But let's go ahead and jump back a little bit. I supported Dehumanized, great debut EP for the band. When you kind of look back at the cycle for Dehumanized, how do you guys kind of feel how the support for that debut came out and ended out?
That album was, it was almost like an experiment for us because we started the band and then like a year later we recorded those songs without touring before recording. And I guess the difference between that album and Stranded is that all the songs on Stranded, we were able to tour before we recorded all those songs and try them out live and see the crowd reaction. So I feel like for Stranded, like that album was tested live as opposed to Dehumanized, which was created kind of in a vacuum.
Yeah. So after you guys finished supporting Dehumanized, what did y'all guys do? Did you guys take a little break, or did you kind of get back to work?
Not at all. What we did is we started touring to raise funds to record Stranded independently. So all those tours that we've been playing, those were all to get money to record Stranded.
Okay. It's kind of feeding the beast. Yeah. So that you could do a new cycle. And let's go ahead and talk about Stranded. The new EP came out about a year ago now. We're a little behind, but still, you guys are supporting that record. This record, when I first heard it, definitely has its own vibe. Yeah. I feel it has a different vibe than Dehumanized. And before I give you my feedback on it, what do you guys feel differentiates this record from the debut?
Well, it's the first one that I'm on, so it's a whole new band essentially. Different songs. I mean, Stranded is a record where we wrote exactly what we wanted to write. Like it's super authentic. It's all, you know, it's all of us getting in the room and doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? So, and this is the first record that's like really lit a fire under our asses to keep us where we're going. You said that, do we slow down after Dehumanized? Absolutely not. Like Lucas said, it's only been pedal to the metal, and that's just kind of how Void VATOR rolls. You know what I mean?
I remember you guys, when we interviewed last, you said, Rob, it's important for us to be organic, to be together when we write music, in the same room, drink beer, smoke cigarettes, and fucking just jam. And that's how y'all did Stranded.
Absolutely. And also the production was very different for Stranded. Bill Metoyer, who worked with a lot of big names, legendary producer. I worked with him on the album, on the production.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit of engineering too with him. So we worked together on the production of that album, and like the idea that I had for the sound is that I wanted that album to sound like the four of us playing in a room, which is very different from Dehumanized. Dehumanized is more polished, it's more produced, and I was like, well, now I want to do the opposite. I want an album that sounds like four dudes playing in a room, and that's why Stranded sounds the way it does. It's as real as it gets.
Yeah, when I heard that Bill was doing the record, I was like, holy shit, yeah, this guy's a legend. How did you guys build a relationship with Bill?
I was playing at a bar called Skinny's in North Hollywood. I was playing with a jam band, and he was a regular because he lived a block away.
Oh, okay.
So he was drinking there every night, and then we just became friends. And I think Void VATOR played there a few times, and he came up to me. He's like, "Dude, I love your band," and you know, we've been friends for a while, and. When it came down to recording Stranded, I'm like, well, fuck, why not use Bill and work with him? Yeah.
Lyrically, too, remember Dehumanized kind of focused on technology and how that's impacted our society, and even more so now as we sit here 2 years later. Stranded also kind of has some ominous kind of themes, and they don't seem like, very, very hopeful. It's very real to me.
Stranded.
Yeah, and we're stranded.
There are different songs in the album with different themes. I don't want to go into every single one of them, but for example, on this album, like Eric wrote some lyrics, like the lyrics for Monster. Eric wrote those. It was funny for that song. I wrote the music, and then I'm like, dude, I can't write lyrics for this song. Can you help me out? And he wrote the lyrics.
I really liked that song, and I wanted us to try and bring it into the set, and so that's what it took. We had gotten so far with the music, and we had kind of put it in the closet, and then so I was like, no, let's bring it back. I'll write some lyrics, and here we are.
Everything Sucks, Toxic Waste, two of my favorite songs. Love those songs, man. And now I'll share a little bit of what I feel like when I first heard this record. Obviously, to me, it had this more rocky vibe, and I don't even want to say this, but it had like a punky vibe to me. Yeah, punky vibe.
That's all right. Fuck yeah.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, that song too is "Put Away Wet" specifically. It's kind of just about a dirtbag punk rocker. Well, not even a punk rocker, because it's like a cooler title than what the guy actually is. But it's definitely a sleazebag, like fucking gritty, kind of like snarl tooth, like kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Not in a good way. Someone who fucks their own life up, who's their own worst enemy, but thinks they're the king of the world.
Yeah.
And it's us seeing it from the outside, watching someone crash.
So I guess as opposed to dehumanize, a lot of the lyrics on Stranded are more specific. Like for example, Put Away Wet is about a specific person.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to the Humanize, where the subjects are more broad.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Or then we have songs like Monster. Monster's about two different people.
Mm-hmm.
We have Toxic Waste, which is like a specific situation, in my life that happened. The stuff like that.
It's a very personal record.
It is in a way, yes.
And really quick, you talked about punky. A lot of that came from going out and touring and mixing it up with a lot of the different bands that you meet in the underground rock circuit, from death metal bands to punk rock bands, and opening up our style organically. Just to use that word again.
Yeah, it happened naturally. It's not like we were like, all right, guys, for the next album, we're gonna add a little bit more punk rock, and no. It just kind of happened,
Subconsciously, all the experiences you're having on the road impact you and influence you.
Coming inside your DNA, and then it comes out naturally, right?
Yeah,
so that's from experience in the United States and playing these clubs and meeting these people as well.
I think that's one of the things I've always loved about VATOR. That the integrity that you guys have in this band is very real. I remember we were talking about like even playing live, like we don't do fucking backing tracks, we don't do none of that shit, and there's a lot of bands that do that. And every time I see your videos, like these live videos that people shoot, I'm like, man, these guys sound tight, they sound great, and that's really what I love. I think that's what a good rock and roll band should be.
You put in the work, man. We're here to do this damn thing. We're one of the few bands that's still out and about right now. You know what I mean? And it's because we want it that fucking bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? And that's why we're still here. You know what I mean?
And you guys are one of the hardest working bands out there. You're on tour right now on the Spring Breakneck tour. Fucking A. Started with you guys are like 4 or 5 shows in now.
Show 5, yeah.
Wow.
Show 5 started in Vegas, and now we're in Texas, and that's where we want to be,
You
man.
guys in San Angelo last night? Was that where you?
Dead Horse.
Oh god.
Dead Horse.
I've been wanting to go to a show in San Angelo.
Dead Horse fucking rips. We played with Black Magic Flower Power.
Every single time we play the Dead Horse, it's fucking awesome.
Cool. Good people.
Our buddies in Zimani out of San Diego, shout out to Zimani. They were the ones that kind of turned us on to that, because it's a town that most bands skip over coming further east through Texas, you know what I mean? And it's the only rock club there. It's a killer bar, even by LA standards, you know what I mean? Like, it totally rips, and we make it a point to stop and hang out, you know what I mean?
I follow you guys on social media. All you people out there should too. Looks like you guys are having great times. A lot of love for VATOR out there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should ask Sam about it.
Sam is our.
Oh god. Well, Sam's like your PR guy. Everybody loves Sam.
Oh, I appreciate it,
Look at it.
Thank
Look
you.
at it.
Thank
How do you
you.
not love this
I'm
guy?
definitely the one that gets the most hands on my face when I don't want them. No, man, it's cool. You know, it's a thing that you just have to do, and I'm willing to do it because I love this band so much, and you know, these guys pick up where I can't make it happen, and then I do the social media because that's what I'm good at. You know what I mean? My buddy Matt Bacon, shout out to Matt. He really taught me a lot of different, you know, just ways to navigate and kind of make it work for you. You know what I mean? And right now, in the middle of all this crazy Corona bullshit, he's actually compiled like a whole list of like free services for him and a lot of his friends to do for bands. So it's you know, it's all of us just working together to make this shit happen. You know what I mean?
You need those people in the underground who just fucking do it for the passion. You know, who come out here and support just for the love of heavy music to support their favorite bands. One of the things too that I noticed right off the bat is that Herman was not part of this run, and I saw the videos. I'm like, who's that dude? You know. So let's introduce Joey and kind of how he got acclimated into the band.
Well, Herman moved to London about a year ago, and since then,
You should tell him a little bit about it. 'Cause
well,
it's interesting.
what happened to Herman is that basically he was trying to live in the United States legally, and he just couldn't make it happen. He went through all the legal avenues, and he was shut down. He was basically kicked out. So that's just a sad reality. Sometimes there's just not a path for citizenship, and that's just the way it is. And then he had to go, and he was super sad because he didn't want to leave the band, and we love him, and he's one of our best friends.
Yeah.
And but now he's in London now. He's gone. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
It was either London or back to Uruguay, and he chose London.
Exactly.
That couldn't happen to you though, right? Because you're
I'm good. But one of our first tours, we met Joey.
Yep.
And we became friends. And we stayed in touch. And even when we played the East Coast, he hosted us in his house.
Nice.
And we've been friends for a long time. And he's one of my favorite drummers.
And
He can pull it off.
He can definitely pull it off. And when the situation became apparent that Herman was going to have, when Herman was going to have to leave,
Right.
the first name he brought up was Joey. And Herman reached out to Joey and really said, Joey, please give this band a consideration. You're one of the best guys we've ever seen. You're a perfect dude. So that's another way that Joey got in.
Joey, what's it been like jamming with these dudes?
It was great. I love the music. It's kind of a project that musically I don't have much experience in playing, but I love doing it. It's because it's the music I grew up on. But yeah, man, it's been great. Traveling with the dudes is awesome. Kind of just clicked on a level of camaraderie, and everything kind of just fell into place. So yeah, I mean, no complaints.
And that's very important too. I mean, you travel around the country with guys in a van. You better fucking get along. Joey, really quick, I also want people out there to know a little bit about your background. And we were talking off camera. I mean, we've met before when you're doing drumming for Josta band.
Yeah. Yep. I've been drumming for Jamie Josta's solo band pretty much for the last 5 years. Whenever he decides to tour, he's obviously very busy with Hatebreed and his other endeavors. But yeah, I met you in 2015 in San Antonio on the Cold Chamber of Fear Factory tour. We're opening up with our buddies there. Yeah. It was a great time. Yeah. But yeah, I remember.
Good, man. It's good to see you again. You look good. You look strong. This run will go through April 3rd. You guys are pretty, hopefully, if they don't fucking...
As long as we're in control, then the only shit that's stopping this is the feds, you know what I mean? So we were all around the TV today watching what good old Donnie had to say, and nobody said anything about a travel ban, so we're going to keep going until this shit drops, Yeah,
I messaged Sam yesterday. I said, man, is everything so good for tomorrow? Because, I got to make plans, and everything, thankfully, everything's still going good tonight.
That's kind of how we're taking it, is just a day-by-day kind of thing, you know what I mean? So everybody that's out there, like, shows are still on. We're making it happen,
Everything is kind of, chaotic, but let's keep the faith, and hopefully, we're going to keep going strong. Hopefully this run will finish April 3rd, like I said. What is the plan? What do you guys want to do for the summer and maybe the fall of this year?
Yeah, we've just recorded drum tracks for our new record.
Don't blow my wad yet. I'm getting there.
Well, you just asked. You just asked.
I'm just kidding.
When we come back, we're hoping to shoot a video for the new album, which we'll be working on when we get back. Probably this summer would be a good time that we will start looking towards to get back out on the road.
Yeah. I saw a live video. I think it was a fan shot video of Great Fear Rising. That's a new song.
Yeah, we're playing a lot of new songs on this tour, and the reason why is because we want to do the same thing that we did for Stranded. We want to try these songs out live and see how they work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're playing a lot of new material on this tour.
Cool. Also, too, like you mentioned videos, and I said, I haven't seen like an official new video from Stranded, but I did want to watch a video. I think you guys did like a live shooting of Inside Out at the Graveyard
Columbus. Daily Grind Productions.
So I'm like, I'm gonna check it out, and then I clicked the link and it said private. I couldn't watch it.
They haven't posted it yet.
No, it said private.
We'll get on them. Yeah, because we did one for Toxic Waste and Put Away Wet. Or I guess it's Put Away Wet first and then Toxic Waste.
Yeah.
And that came out around that Skeleton Crew tour. And then Inside Out too. And so if it ain't, it should be public, but if it ain't, then we'll hit the boys up and make it happen.
Yeah, we better make a fucking phone call tonight because I wanted to watch it. Looked like I saw a photo of Lucas with the headphones on. I was like, let me check it out. And then it said private.
But one of the reasons why we haven't done a music video yet is because when we released Stranded for the first time in March of last year, that was an independent release, and he had 6 songs on the album. And then we got picked up by Ripple, but they were like, all right, we need 2 more. So that means we need to spend more money on production. Right. So like it's a matter of budgeting,
Yeah.
So we couldn't get it done.
And Herman was one of our editors, and his wife was our video director.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember all the stuff they used to do on the back end for you guys.
And by that time, they were already gone.
Yeah.
So Herman actually flew from London to Los Angeles to do the last tour. Yeah. What was that? Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
Wow. That's great that despite some of the changes that Herman is still dedicated to the band.
He's dedicated as fuck, and we need to adapt. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was how we were going to be able to pull it off, and that's just kind of how I feel like bands work in the modern age, is like whatever it takes, man. You know what I mean? Like Joey lives in Connecticut, we still, we're in LA, and we still make it happen. So, and now we're in Texas, and you just got to do it. Whatever it takes. You
guys know at this point that life always changes. There's always changes. Never stays the same. In every aspect of our life, too. Change. So that's great. I'm glad hopefully we'll see a new video from you guys this year. And hopefully you guys will continue to work. We talked about new music. Are you guys already kind of planning for like a new EP to come out next year? Or what's the say?
Not really. Like what we're doing now is like we have Joey here. So I was like, let's just lay down drums. Let's just start with that, and we'll take it from there. There's no rush. We don't have a release date,
right.
So we're gonna take our time to record these songs. And in the meantime, I believe this is the second. No, this is actually the first tour that we do in support of Stranded after it's been released through Ripple. So I believe that we can do a few more, supporting Stranded before we release a new album.
I was unaware of that. So Stranded came out and then Ripple jumped on board.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how did that kind of happen?
Well, that happened.
It happened in Brooklyn.
It kind of happened in Brooklyn and also in Texas with the boys from Mothership.
Yeah.
Because I know they put in a good word for us, and so did Matt Bacon. So that was a tour that we got in touch with. I don't remember exactly how it happened.
Where's Ripple out of?
The Bay Area.
San Francisco.
It's a process. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's a process that happened a lot from the touring.
Yeah.
And that's how we made our mark. And then we had some eyes on us. And then, which tour was it? Was it? It was the Skeleton Crew, and that's when.
Yeah.
We reached out with each other, Todd and I, and we had known each other a little bit through the Mothership, who toured with Gypsy Hawk, and it's a small metal world, and so we just started toss around ideas, and and then said, "You want to work together?" And yeah, let's give it a shot. We have an EP. Let's turn it into an LP. That's a great idea. It's a great first place to start. We'll remix it, remaster it, add some new songs.
Stranded didn't have 8 tracks. It was less than that.
Yeah, it had 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we added Everything Sucks and Monster to the album. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we remixed it, so I had to go to Bill's again and remix it with him. And he's like, "Lucas, you're killing me, dude." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, we got to do this."
It's all rock and roll.
Love you, Bill.
It's all rock and roll, Bill.
It's like you were saying, the things change day by day, and then going with the flow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a master plan that had been in motion
Right.
for years or anything like that.
It's like, I thought we were done spending money, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, I need to record 2 new songs for mix, for master." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right."
That's the beauty of life and the dynamism of it. It changes all the time, and these new opportunities come into play. So I hope that Ripple will get your music out there to people who have not heard it yet. Obviously, that is the goal.
Yes.
So good luck, gentlemen, in 2020 and beyond. Hopefully, we'll get some, we're not done supporting Stranded yet. But hopefully in the next couple of years, I know you guys put out a record every couple of years, so hopefully you guys will have those tunes ready by that time.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking within 8 months or 9 months.
Yeah.
The album should be
Yeah,
out.
it's pretty safe to say that either towards the end of 2020, beginning of 2020 at the very least, you know what I mean? Because it's done, man. You're going to hear it tonight. It ripped. It's been going over great. You already heard Great Fear Rising.
I love that track.
Fuck yeah. So
Loved it. I mean,
And
I just heard the fucking iPhone copy of it, and I love it.
it's these new jams are fun to play too. It's refreshing to play like new music and like see it like kind of like come to an actual like come into its own self, like its own being, like on the road. Like this song rips, and then this song didn't go over so well, so we changed the set and throw it around. We're just having fun with it, man. That's all we can do right now.
Yeah. Flesh it out. Flesh it out. Okay, gentlemen, great. Thank you so much for sharing everything this evening. Any last words? Let's start over here with Joey.
Stay safe out there. Come out to shows. Just have some common sense and gather your own information, form your own opinions.
I'm glad to see you again, my man. I think you're going to make a great addition to this lineup. Sam, how about you?
Just do what you love, man. We're out here doing it. You need to do it too. Go see music. Life's too short to just worry about, anything that's not going to make you happy. So if you want to go see a show and someone's telling you not to, go see a fucking show, man. Wash your hands, use some hand sanitizer, buy merch.
Eat flour tortillas.
Eat flour tortillas.
Where did that come from? Because that's what you want to do. You want to eat flour instead of corn.
No mais, solo flour. That's how we do it down in San Antonio way.
Exactly.
It just don't stop, man. Just keep fucking doing the damn thing. That's all.
Bingo. Lucas.
Stay in school. Don't do drugs. And wash your hands.
Exactly.
Be a rocker, don't be a sieve.
Gentlemen, what a great fucking interview. I know it was going to be good times. I wanted to do it out here, to get us out of the Rob series. Come out here in the street and fucking do this raw. I knew that you guys were always going to give me a lot of content to work with. So, gentlemen, thank you once again for being on our program. I'll always support Void Vator. I love you guys. I'm a fan. I'm a fucking fan. And all you people out there should be fans too. Remember, the brand new one is called Stranded. You can get it on all music outlets online. The band is called Void Vator out of LA. You saw them on Rob's MetalWorks.